Henry's predictable public play was in full swing. Simon raged at the reporter Roxanne while Melissa seethed. Henry's lies about Mom provoked Melissa's defense, countered by Wendy's subtle attacks on Mom's finances. Henry shifted to victim, his act sickening. Wendy escalated, revealing my birth's circumstances, framing their interference as care. Roxanne probed their motives. Wendy's reply villainized my father. Melissa was furious. Grandma's cane struck the floor. Could I reveal the truth without ruin? What price would exposure demand? And staring into the lens, could I defeat their lies? What secrets would erupt, and what would be the devastating cost? Mrs. Anderson's fury was a palpable thing, a heavy silence vibrating in the air. But the sight of Nora, standing at the foot of the stairs with an almost serene calm, gave her pause. "Do you have a way of dealing with them, Nora?" Grandma asked, her voice low and steady. I nodded, a small, knowing smile playing on my lips. I sat down beside her, picked up my phone, and checked the time. I closed the chat app and opened Roxanne's live stream. Grandma watched me, her brow furrowed with concern. I didn't seem to be taking any of the hurtful comments personally at all. I waved my phone at Grandma, a newfound confidence settling over me. "It's okay, Grandma. I'm going to go out there." Fear flickered in Grandma's eyes, afraid that they might physically attack me. She rose shakily, using her walking stick for support. She followed me towards the front door. As we stepped outside, the scene that greeted us was almost comical. Henry and Wendy stood hand in hand, their faces a picture of wounded innocence, tears glistening in their eyes. "Back then," Wendy was saying, her voice trembling slightly for the benefit of the camera, "Nora's mother never mentioned anything about her family. I had no idea. But Nora needed a mother, and I felt so sorry for her loss. That's why I married Henry." Henry reached out, patting Wendy's shoulder soothingly, his expression one of long-suffering virtue. He turned to Simon, his voice laced with a wounded plea. "I know all of you are treating me this way because you're unhappy that I remarried, but a man like me really can't take care of a baby well by himself, and Nora was so frail and sickly." He paused, sighing dramatically for the live audience, shaking his head with carefully crafted regret. "I'll never forget that one time when Nora got really sick. We had no choice. I put her on my back and carried her for miles, walking to the hospital. Rain was pouring down. Finally, a kind soul saw us out there and drove us the rest of the way. Wendy ignored her own child to focus on Nora because she needed all the attention we could give her. Our other daughter, Angela, poor girl, tried to take care of herself and ended up scalding her thigh." Wendy's carefully controlled sobs intensified. "I felt so guilty. It was impossible to care for them both. I cried for days, Henry. Do you remember?" I let out an icy scoff, the sound cutting through their theatrical display. It was astounding how Henry could twist and distort the truth. The reality was that he and Wendy had taken Angela on a lavish vacation, leaving a 5-year-old me locked up at home. I had gone to the kitchen to cook myself some noodles. The pot had been too heavy, and the scalding water had spilled across my thigh, leaving a scar I still bore. I stepped fully onto the porch, my gaze settling on Roxanne, who spotted me instantly. She shoved the microphone in my face, her eyes gleaming with journalistic anticipation. "Miss Smith? Are you Miss Smith? Did you just wake up? Do you have anything to say to your father and stepmother?" Upstairs, in the study, Cherry leaned against the window, her small face etched with worry as she watched the commotion below. She couldn't hear everything, but she understood enough to know that those people were hurting her mom. She wished she could run downstairs and defend her. Across town, in the Hunt's family home, Pete was playing with his toys when his phone beeped. He picked it up, his eyes widening with fury as he read Cherry's video of the scene. He sent Cherry a voice message, his tone fierce. "That's the grandpa who threw you away, Cherry. Open the window and pour a cup of hot water on him. Pour it all over his face." Justin, who had followed Pete into his room, frowned deeply as he listened to his vengeful message. He texted Lawrence, instructing him to monitor the live stream. Lawrence quickly sent him the link. Justin watched the comment section, his anger rising. "Investigate this. Find out how that live stream became so popular. Who paid to make it trend?" At the hospital, Ian had regained consciousness and was watching the live stream on his phone. His grip tightened as he saw Simon and Melissa. He remembered Yvette, the past a sharp ache in his chest. He pieced together the situation, his jaw clenching at the sight of Henry. That pathetic excuse for a man, he thought bitterly. Yvette deserved so much more. A wave of protectiveness for Nora washed over him. I took a deep breath, the cool morning air filling my lungs. It was time for my performance. Will I be able to shift the narrative? Will Henry get what he wants? Can I protect me and my children from Henry's greed and wrath?
Hi, Nora here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora Now with the link in the description.